Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hi everyone, this is Danny Lambert, President and Founder of Plush Republic Digital Marketing. In my previous tutorial, I explained to you what a Facebook pixel is, and as I promised, this is the follow-up to that shows you how to implement it. I'll show you a couple different ways and explain the others, and then we'll go on into how to create custom conversions and how to create retargeting audiences from what information you get from the pixel. So you can see behind me here that I am inside of my Ads Manager account. For you to get started, you have to create a Facebook Ads Manager account, and you have to be able to see the screen that you see behind me. Once you're in here, you click into Ads Manager, you click or hover over All Tools, and then you come to Pixels. Within here, you'll see that I already have my pixel set up. If you don't, you should have a button that says Set Up Pixel somewhere on this screen. So I'll show you how you would do that. You would click the Set Up Pixel button, and it'll give you three options. Which option you choose depends on the situation that you're in. If you are not a developer and you have a developer that you hire or someone that manages your website, you would click Email Instructions to Developer, and you send it to them, and you let them take care of it. Easy enough. Another really good option is to use an integration or tag manager. And there's a caveat to this, which I'll show you in a second. But if you use an integration or tag manager, you'd click this, and it brings up the variety of different options you have. So if you use a Shopify e-commerce site and you want some basic tracking, same with Squarespace, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Drupal, like all the standard CMSs and web editors, even GTM is in here. You can click that and go through flow, and it gives you a very basic setup. So if you don't really want that much complication, you don't want to be able to customize it too much, you could easily go through this flow here, and it would set it up for you. The one that I prefer, because it gives me the highest level of customization, is to manually install the code myself. And where the caveat I mentioned before is just because I'm installing the code myself doesn't mean I can't install it through a Google Tag Manager. Right? If I go through this flow, it will technically be through Google Tag Manager, but this one lets me install it whichever way I see fit, customize it however I want, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So I'll go ahead and click Manually Install the Code Yourself, and it'll give you 4 steps. The first is locate the header code for your website, which I'll show you in a second. The second is to copy this pixel, like we talked about in the first Facebook pixel course, which if you didn't watch, go back and watch it, and then come back to this one. You'll notice that this is just the general pixel code. It has one event in here, which you can see behind my hover, which is track page view. So every page view on your site is getting tracked. You can add additional events, like I explained in the other video, such as lead or even custom ones for custom events that you have. But by just copying this one, you're only doing page view tracking, which is what you want for the basic pixel setup. You can skip over 3 for automatic advanced matching if you want, and I'll probably at some point in the future I'll make a video for what exactly this is, but it's not necessary. This is a more advanced topic. It doesn't affect your pixel at all. And your tracking abilities at all. It's more if you want to be more advanced with it. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and copy this to my clipboard because I'm going to need it, and I'll click Continue. And then this is going to be the next section of setup, which I'll skip because we have to go take that copied code and put it on my site. So I'll show you 2 ways. I'll show you my preferred method, which is Google Tag Manager, and I'll show you if you don't use Google Tag Manager, how you can do it through WordPress CMS, a very popular CMS, which I assume many of you have. If you don't have either one of those options, either set Google Tag Manager up or find out how to implement it through your website. So if you're using Google Tag Manager, which is my suggestion, I have other videos on how you can set up Google Tag Manager. You would log into your account and you would create a new tag. I'd click this. From here, I would name it Facebook General Pixel or whatever you want, and then I click Tag Configuration. From here, I would just click this Custom HTML button, and I would paste that code right in here. And then I just check my advanced settings here, and you want to make sure this is once per page, not per event, once per page. You click that, and that's all you have to set up in this section. On triggering, I want this to fire on all pages, which is a default triggering option, so every single GTM account should have this. You would click that, you would hit save, and then you would publish this to your site. So if I hit save here, which I'm not going to do because I already have this on my site, I click save, I close this, and then I would just submit it, and then that would go live to my site, and I would be done, right? I would now have the Facebook pixel installed through Google Tag Manager on my website, and it would track everything. Easy enough, the best way to do it. You can see how many other tags I managed through here. This is by far the best way to do it, in my opinion. Say you don't want to use Google Tag Manager and you use WordPress. If you're a WordPress user, this is my website. There's two ways to do it depending on how your setup is. So I still have that code. If you're using a theme, which I assume most of you are, many themes will have the ability to insert code into your header section within your theme. Mine does not, so I'm not going to show you that way, but that is an option for some people. For every person, this option is available. So you come into your WordPress, you go under Appearance, and you click Editor. Inside of here, I look along the right-hand side, and these are all the different templates that I have. I'm looking for header.php. Notice this one says theme header, header.php. That's the one. Make sure it is header, make sure it says .php, and then you're good to go. I'll Command F. Command F for find, and I want to see the closing head tag. So when I'm putting in the search bar, just copy that, and I'll hit enter, and it'll show me. So you notice here, I already have the Google Tag Manager code installed right here from the other video that I mentioned. This allows me to use Google Tag Manager instead of putting code directly into my website. But say hypothetically I didn't have this and I wasn't using that to deploy the Facebook pixel, you would come in before the closing head tag and you would just paste the pixel right here and you would submit this. I'm not going to do that because I already have Google Tag Manager, but that is how you would do it. With that being said, after I do both of those things and I am done with all this, you just click done, and that's all there is to it. I can now track all of this information. All of the page views are going to be coming through, and you'll now be able to use that Facebook pixel. Very simple to set up, and now you can use it for the variety of different options that it has available, including retargeting and custom conversions, which I'm going to show in the next two videos, which I'll link in the description here. So just a quick recap of what we went over. You set up a Facebook Ads Manager account, you go into Pixels, you click Set Up Pixel. You copy that pixel, and you either do one of those three options. You can send it to your developer, you can go through their different Tag Manager integration, which I showed you, or you manually install it yourself. If you're manually installing it yourself, you have to either go into the source code of your website, which I showed you, or the preferable option, in my opinion, is to go through Google Tag Manager and do it the way that I showed you. All of them are pretty simple, and if you need any help at all, just put it in the comments and I'll make sure that I can point you in the right direction of a resource if I can't help you myself, or I'll just help you myself. So hopefully this was really useful for you guys. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll also be making those supporting videos that I mentioned. Happy marketing, guys.